How I teach someone to center a pot. First, I always tell them to make sure that the wheel head is clean, and I use bats in my studio, as you can see, and they're always left dirty. So I always tell them to clean the bat head, and this gives them an opportunity to see what nice and smooth and flat feels like. So I tell them to clean the wheel head and take a sponge and feel what flat feels like, you know, something that's not bouncing around. So I have them do that. Then I have them take a nice ball of clay and make it into a ball. And I tell them to put it in the center of the bat. Then I tell them to turn the bat on and just feel how the bat feels before they start, you know, flopping around on this thing. And then I tell them to just loosely put their hand on there to see how that's flopping around? Okay, that's what you don't want to happen. What you do want to happen is you want this to become less wobbly, what we're going to call centered. But before we do that, we have to cone. We cone 3 times, and we need to make sure our hands are nice and slippy. So if you just touch that clay, your hands should have some slip on it. Take those hands and put them on the left and the right side and sort of go in like this. Just pushing it in, not pulling, just pushing. You see how that sort of takes some of the wobble out? And what you have to do is you have to lock your arms in. So those of you who are still bouncing around, lock your arms into your hips, your elbows, or lock them in on the pad, and try that again. And then take and wrap your hand around it and come up. But don't pull, you're not pulling, you're slipping it up. You're going up with the slip. Wet your hands a little more. Do it again, just squeeze your hands together and slide up. Don't pull up, just slide up. This is your first cone. Now you're gonna bring this down. And to bring it down, what you need to do is you need to be at the top. Because if you don't, you're gonna get this thing called a mushroom on top, and you don't wanna do that. So you can take your hands and lock them together like this. This hand is pointed out, and this hand is pointed flat. And you will lock your hands and your thumbs together like this, and come down on the top of your clay and push. And as you do that, you're gonna go down with it. And then that left hand is going to be locked in. And don't let it float around. And then come around with that right hand, and you're gonna cone it up one more time. Okay? Just pulling it up or sliding up. Don't pull, crush it in and slide up. Okay, then when you get it like this, you're gonna lock those hands together again, and you're going to bring it back down. Now you see how my hands are going down together? And then I'm gonna slide over, because when I do that, what I do is I sort of start a cone. And I'm gonna cone it up one more time. And then I'm gonna lock those 2 hands together again. This one's pointed this way, and this one's back here, so that I have this. And my clay is going to go right in that crook there, and I'm going to follow it back down. Now that's my 3rd time. So when I get to here on my 3rd time, I know this is my centering time, okay? My hands get dry, wet it. Then I come across with the palm of my right hand, so that I can see the top of this cylinder that I'm starting to make. And so I keep this hand locked in, left hand's locked in, right hand comes across, and if you notice, I'm not bouncing around anymore. This is a centered piece. I like to keep my wheel head getting clean when I get to about this point. I'm gonna recenter, I'm gonna make sure it's centered, and then I'm gonna open it up. Now the way I open it up is I hold this hand locked in, and I run this hand down this hand. And I pull towards the palm with a pinching motion. I use my thumb behind my hand, and I pinch towards my palm. So I will lock this hand in, and I see it's not moving, so it's centered. If this hand's moving or doing anything like this, then it's wrong. You're not centered yet. I take my middle finger, I go down the side of this palm, I insert my middle finger, and then I pull it towards my palm. That is how I open a piece. And then if it's splayed out a little bit, collar it back in. And this is collaring. And I always take my pink pointing finger right here and I come right across the top so that I can get that top lip flat again. Especially if it starts with new throwers, you get that pointy top lip. Try not to let that happen. So take that pointer finger and just come in and then go down the inside. Just keep it all nice and clean. And that is how you center and start a piece. Okay? Good luck, everybody.